Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad to hear this Tuesday morning. Got a good show lined up, and we'll get started, as always, with our weather. Brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 77. We're looking at a high today of 58 and a low of 47. Not a lot of variance in the whole area there, about 11 degrees. So going to be sort of pretty steady. One thing I've noticed, I always try to look at the weather forecast a week ahead, and of course a lot of time it changes, but one thing that's been a constant now, starting a week ago, is on Wednesday of this week, tomorrow, I've seen every day they posted 100% chance of rain. So we're looking for some rain tomorrow. I don't know what time of day, but every day, 7 days ago they started talking about a 100% chance of rain for Wednesday. Usually when they do that, they're pretty well on. All right, let's look at our water temperature. It's funny, it's 58 degrees, and I was going to do a chart last night of the you know how I do little homemade charts, up and down. I was going to do one in February, or get ready to do it, because it's the last week of it, and it has been either 59 or 58. It'll be a flat line chart. It's been just like this the whole month of February. No movement up or down whatsoever. Been very steady here, so I thought that was interesting. Okay, our river reading, take a look at it. The Apalachicola Bluntstown, it bumped up a little bit over the weekend, but today, on Tuesday morning, it's dropping out a little bit at Bluntstown, just a little bit of a drop, and it's reading a 7.8 this morning. I know you folks are interested in that. I get a lot of interest in this river chart. Okay, the Choctawhatchee is going up now. It's going to start rising. It's at a 6.2. and going up by Thursday. It's going to rise a foot by Thursday, so a pretty steady rise there. The Choctawhatchee at Caryville. A tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery, and their motto is "When Caring Counts." They're located right here on 23rd Street. Good folks up there. I know a lot of them, and they do a good job. Looking at a tide chart, we're looking at today is February the 24th, and we're about to get back into some good tides. We have a low tide. Actually, the high tide is at 1:21 p.m. because this is coming in right now. 1:21 is going to be the high tide, and right there, right after lunch there. And then look at the rest of the week; it's going to be pretty good tides. Marine forecast coming a little bit out of north at about 5 to 10. Not quite as windy as it has been this past week, but a little bit of north wind there. All right, let's take our break, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. I'm going to say a special good morning to Sandy from over at Panama City Beach. Got to talk to her, talked to Scott Krause, and had a good conversation with her. She's one of our loyal viewers, and enjoyed talking to her. So hope you have a great day, Sandy. All right, let's look at some pictures here, sort of odd, not odd assortment, just a variety of assorted pictures here. And I want to start off with what I consider a funny one, because so many of us, especially some of the younger guys, as you get older, you don't do this, but when you're young and fishing, this is how you distribute your money. Okay, on the left is girlfriend, in the middle is gas, and on the right is food, and all that big old stack that goes to fishing equipment. I think some of y'all can identify that when you're younger men. All right. We're going to get into some pictures now, and it's fascinating at the variety of different pictures. This is a bass picture, of course, nice bass by Rick Barron over there at White City fishing on the Intercoastal. He caught 5 in 2 hours the other day. He wrote me an email thanking me for a great show, and I told him it's because of the pictures y'all sent in and just the interest all of y'all show. Okay, now we got the Gulf County. I'm sorry. This is a technology offshore fisheries research, a free lecture over here it's put on by the St. Andrew Bay Resource Management Association. It's over the Gulf Coast. It's free, and they're going to talk about just integrating technology with management. It'll be February the 24th. We'll put that on the calendar. All outdoors things are important to me. Tyler McKay. Tyler's a good fisherman. He just caught these the other day, and it looks like he couldn't believe it either. Caught a nice pompano, nice redfish there. Good job, Tyler. Okay. Again, putting things on your calendar now. This is May. I know it's a long ways off, but go ahead, because a lot of times we, if you're like me, our calendar fills up before we want it to. It's the 10th annual Nick's Redfish Tournament over there in Choctawhatchee Bay at Nick's Restaurant. This is put on by Trey Nick. And Trey's just a big outdoorsman, been out there. His family been there forever. And it's going to be May 16th. We've covered it, I wouldn't say every one of them, but we've covered a bunch of these redfish roundup over there at Nick's restaurant, right there in the Choctaw, right past Freeport at the Basin Bayou there. All right. Next one. I just thought this was a good idea. Some of y'all like to do things with your old furniture and all. Cut a bed. This is not my idea. I want to copy and share it with you. This is really neat. You cut a bed in half and make a bench out of it. Take the footboard and cut it in half there and make it put a board across there. I thought that was just a neat idea if you had time to do something like that with some of these old bed frames. All right, I'm going to skip this. I'm going to come back and read this one later. We're going to go some more bass fishing. Jerry Lassiter. Jerry fishing up there at Lake Seminole. Jerry's retired from deputy and a teacher and all. And I know he's just enjoying his retirement. Was at Rutherford a good while. Okay, Northwest Florida National Wild Turkey Federation meeting up at Holmes Creek. Okay, that's going to be, put that on your calendar. That's going to be it's going to be at 5:30 p.m. Dinner starts at 6:30. It's going to be up there right at Bonifay at the Holmes County Ag Center. All right. That's going to be on March the 12th. All right. Nice picture here. I don't have a lot of details on this picture. It was sent to me by one of my viewers, and a Westville bug. And they say this might be a potential state record. In fact, at the processing plant, the guy that owns it said the FWC was going to come measure it and see about it. One of my viewers said this is one of the guys that works for him. So I'll try to get you more details on this big buck taken up there in Westville over the weekend. Okay, Michael Cowart. Red fishing, a nice redfish there. Michael always does a good job with that. Okay, this is Dustin Stanley sent this to the Panama City Fishing website. Caught these on shrimp around pilings. That's what we've talked about where these sheepheads going to be hanging out, and that's the best bait for them. That and fiddler crab. So did a good job there, Dustin Stanley. Dustin Shirley. Crappie, Ben Harris up there, Harsh Marine. Crappie fishing good. Looks like it's over there in Choctawhatchee River. Don't know for sure, but that's a good picture there. Okay. That's a better picture. Next picture is a better picture of Michael's redfish. That redfish was 7 pounds and 26.5 inches. That is a perfect redfish for a tournament. I mean, that fish right there would win some redfish tournaments. Michael, you need to save that spot there, buddy. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna skip this. I think that's gonna be all of those right now. I do want to mention about the red snapper workshops. I know you saw it in the paper the other day, but I want to go ahead and just mention the dates on it. In this area, of course, March the 9th is going to be in Pensacola. March the 10th will be here in Destin. March the 11th here at Panama City. It's going to be at the Gulf Coast State College at the Student Union. March the 12th at Carabel. All these right in a row. Carabel City Municipal Complex, and then, of course, March 16th at St. Petersburg. Now, what they're talking about is opening the season before Memorial Day, the Saturday before Memorial Day, which is going to be May 23rd, is going to run through July the 12th. And I was adding that up. This is going to be like a 70-day season compared to last year's 52-day season. So they want some input on that, and that's what FWC is proposing. And what they're going to do, it's going to stay open through. What they're going to do is open up on weekends also. So it's a good idea what they have. I like this idea. They're going to just open on Labor Day weekend. They're going to close and open up every weekend all the way through November the 1st on Saturdays and Sundays. So that sounds like a good idea there. Okay, let's go ahead and take this break, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Glad you're with us this morning on a Tuesday morning here on our final week of February. And like we talked about before, February is one of those months we just like, as outdoorsmen, just like to get out of the way. But it's been a good month. It's been a productive month. There's been a lot of nice bucks taken and also some good fish taken during the time we could go fishing. I heard some good reports from freshwater guys in special places, and they've asked me not to say anything on the air about where they were catching those brim, but there are some spots where they're catching some nice brim and when they get out, and they're really not getting too far offshore. But anyway, spring break here in Bay County is actually 4 weeks. That's going to be here before you know it. And of course, that's the first day of spring, and then a whole week of spring break. A lot of kids will have out, and it's going to be a fun time. I made a lot of Teachers' Day yesterday. A lot of people didn't realize it was just 4 weeks away. So be aware of that. And one of the things, go ahead and start making some plans about some of the things you want to do with your family or your friends and yourself. Some things you want to do. I always sort of make a mental list in the back of my head. A lot of times it's best to write it down. One of the things I was thinking about suggesting 3 things to you: camping, archery, and also target practice, get a chance. But with camping, I was thinking about, the other afternoon, driving, about the rejuvenation that a lot of people are going back into camping. Camping used to be really popular, then it sort of dwindled out, but now a lot of people are getting into camping. One of the testimonials, you can't get into the state park now unless you make reservations, and it's a lot easier camping with some of the setups they have, but just tent camping is where a lot of us started, and I'd recommend a good time of year to camp is spring break because of the nice weather and all. And then I also mentioned the archery. If you get a chance, it'd be a good time. Archery, talking about being rejuvenated. Archery is really, really popular now, and I witness it every day when I have my archery unit with these young people. And the girls, I put girls and guns. A lot of females. It's just all these studies across America. A lot of females have gotten into shooting guns and really enjoyed them. So those are some things that's really popular right now with outdoor enthusiasts. Okay. Now I also wanted to mention. Let me introduce this video. Over the weekend, Saturday morning, I got up one on my final hunting trip of the season, and I really wasn't expecting much because of the wind direction, the way my outfit is set up. I usually hunt a prevailing north wind, but we had a south wind Saturday. Man, it was blowing Saturday, but I was going to go. So I got up there before dark and right before daylight and shot a little bit of video, and it was such a relaxing, beautiful morning, even though it was windy. I just love the tranquility and the peace of it, and of sitting in a tree stand. And also, I always have to have a battle going on whether I'm going to get down and walk around in the woods or sit in a tree stand a little bit longer. And I sort of just balance it out, try to sit in the tree stand about 9:30 or 10, then walk around. I just love walking around in the woods. It's just so much fun. So anyway, I did that, and also you'll see I didn't get to see anything, so not a big buck anything out in this video, but just the tranquility and the peace of doing it. And also, afterwards, I got back to my truck, and it was about the middle of the morning, about 10:30 or 11, and I stopped up there at the fountain, at the Fountain Cafe up there right north of town, and it's just a neat place, and they have good food there and good service, just a really neat place to stop, and I couldn't decide whether I was going to get a hamburger or some scrambled eggs and grits. So anyway, just sitting there, some of my viewers walked in, so I said, I'm going to get the camera and just interview them. So this is what I did Saturday morning. So let's roll this video. Okay, didn't have any luck hunting, but I stopped off here at the Country Cooking Cafe right here in Fountain. There's always some folks in here that I know somehow. So we're gonna go see who we can meet. I've already been in here one time.
Just say hi.
Okay, y'all just tell folks who you are. Where'd everybody go?
Oh, they left. Everybody left.
The hunters left.
Oh, I'm Johnny McAllister. I live up here in Fountain. And we've been hunting today.
All right.
Up in the woods.
I'm Teresa, and I've been at home waiting on him to come home from hunting.
Hey, y'all had a good morning, huh?
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
Now, you tell me you're one of our loyal viewers. I remember I talked to you on the phone before.
And we went to the expo over in Destin before.
Saw you over there.
Yep.
And also, you get to watch the Whitney show on Sunday morning.
Sunday morning.
We watch that.
Yep.
Good.
So, have you had a good season?
Well, we've had a pretty good season. I've killed 4.
That's good.
No big bucks, but I killed 2 little bucks. 6-point and a 4-point. We do pretty good. There's some big ones up there that I'm still trying to get.
What about you?
Billy.
I'm Billy Mott from Mariana, and I've only shot 1 this year.
Well, that's good, though. A lot of people ain't shot any.
That's true. That's true.
You had a shot at a big one last year.
Tried to shoot it. Missed it.
Well, listen, I appreciate you watching the show. Y'all really good loyal
enjoy
viewers.
it.
That's what makes our show, viewers like y'all. So, thanks for watching. We'll see y'all around. All right, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that. It's always so much fun to run into viewers and talk to them and all. It just means a lot to our program and all, and a lot to me personally. So thank y'all so much. And I see a lot of y'all all over the Panhandle, and I really appreciate it. Let's take a look at our fish and game forecast today, brought to us by Mark Coward of Edgewater Beach Realty. We're looking at our time at 4:40 to 6:40 this morning, and also this evening from 5:07 to 7:07. So some good times there. Now, I mentioned this earlier part of the show. The freshwater brim bite was pretty good over the weekend in some certain spots, and it was just interesting to hear the people talk about catching them and all. And a lot of times the word just sort of gets around that they were biting at a certain area and all. Sometimes you just catch them in a pocket, and they're going to be there, but it was close to landing. I want to talk about right here. I don't know if we can get this on Jeff or not, but we'll try. One of the things we always try to help people out, do fundraisers for all kind of good activities and all. And when I first started teaching Rutherford, right out of college, I ran into 2 young men who were brothers, the Sledge brothers, Lawrence Sledge and Nathaniel Sledge. And you see, and we've just been lifelong friends since I ran into them 40-some years ago. And they're just good folks. And Lawrence works at Gulf Power. We see him every year on TV when we do our red snapper trip. Lawrence Sledge gets that trip together for us, and been at Gulf Power a long time, and lives up there in Lynn Haven. And Lawrence's brother Nathaniel, he's retired from the St. Andrew Bay Line over there, the Bay Line and railroad. So anyway, Nathaniel has had some health problems and needs a kidney transplant. So Lawrence is putting a drive together to win. He's selling some raffle tickets to win a new coat, 1911 Government 45, and raise money to cover a kidney transplant for Nathaniel Sledge Jr. Tickets are $5. Drawing will be the 30th at Gun Depot, USA, in Lynn Haven. Don't have to be present. And then it's got some folks who get into contact with Lawrence Sledge. There's his phone number. Stacy Sappel, Harold Nealons fishes with us. Jason Rudd. I also have some limited number of tickets myself. So let's do what we can to help on that. And I'll be mentioning we've got plenty of time, and that's a good gun right there. So it goes such a good cause. And there's so many. You sit back and look, all of us have so much to be thankful for. There's so many people out there with problems, health problems and different kind of problems, and if we can at all, just try to help a little bit. We can't help everybody, but just help us, a lot of folks, a little bit at a time. That's just the way we do things here in our area, so we'd be glad to help out on that. Also, I wanted to mention, I think I've got time to read this. I'm going to look and see this. The picture of a doe. There's a picture here of a doe with a little white ear. Now I'm going to read you this. This is from David Hawkins. A lot of us experience this, and I think I've got time to get it in. He put this on. It rang a bell with me. And he went hunting this past weekend. As a hunter, we experience a lot of different emotions while hunting or just sitting alone. And I experienced that Saturday morning. I know exactly where it's coming from. He's saying, "This morning was a sad morning for me. A doe with solid white ears that I have watched for the last 6 years came into the shooting lane. Each year I see her. She gets slower and is noticeably older than any of the other does. She was accompanied by another full-grown doe, probably her daughter. As I watched, she looked to have injured or broke her front leg and was hobbling very slowly. As I watched the daughter, she patiently followed behind her and followed her every step. I knew what needed to be done, but I could not do it. I know the chances of seeing her another year is not likely. I can't help but relate to this as we all grow older and we have family to help us through. And if they can't help, they are there for support. Hopefully she will make it one more year. And David's got a picture. I thought that was such a, it's written from the heart, and I think all the outdoorsmen, we understand where that's coming from. And 6 years is a long time for a deer out in the wild. So I understand David Hawkins. Thank you for writing that. That's really really touching to me. So maybe she'll last one more year. And a lot of times we try to just take them out of their misery because we know that this is going to be a tough year for her, and chances are she might get taken by coyotes or whatever. So anyway, and I had a great conversation with my son Chip at Sunday dinner about coyotes and raccoons. He was watching or listening to Rick and Bubba on the way to work the other day, and the guy that invented the motor feeder was talking about turkeys and talking about the importance of keeping the predators off of your area because they're so bad about eating the eggs and all. And raccoons, they're talking about, sometimes the animal just eat 1 or 2 eggs. Raccoons just sit there and just eat all the eggs. So the coyotes and the turkeys or the coyotes and the raccoons are the biggest nuisance for turkey eggs. So just be aware of that. That's interesting to know that, and because we don't try to control raccoons anymore, so they've gotten more prevalent than they have been in a long time. So that's interesting. We'll talk more about it as turkey season comes up. We'll talk more about that as time goes on. But now we're going to wrap it up. Hope you go ahead and plan some good stuff for this weekend. Looks like the weather's going to be pretty decent for the weekend, but it's going to be some rain tomorrow. So anyway, you have a good day today. Do something good for someone else, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.